Welcome to the Arctic Crafts podcast. This is episode 5. I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband and our 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Arctic Crafts, on Facebook as Arctic Crafts by Bente, on Ravelry as Arctic Crafts 65, and my Etsy shop is Arctic Crafts by Bente. Today isn't going to be a normal podcast, both because my youngest son is with us and I feel really awkward talking to you while there's other people in the room. Besides, I've got a cold and I don't feel or look my best. So I haven't got any FOs since I talked to you last, and my WIPs, I can't show them at the moment because it will take too much time. So we'll save all that for my next podcast in a week. What I have been doing this week, I have been taking some pictures and I've been doing some video. So I'll do a vlog for you after I'm finished talking. So you can see some northern lights, some bowling and some beautiful scenery. The only thing I'm going to do today is yarn porn. Because I've got lots of yarn in the mail. Some of it is subscriptions, some of it are pre-orders, and so all of it kind of dumped down in my mailbox all in 1 week. So here we go. Acquisitions. We'll start with something my good friend Sue bought for me, because one of my favorite self-striping dyers is located in Canada, and that's Turtle Pearl. And Sue was kind enough to arrange for me to buy the yarn from Turtle Pearl, and then Turtle Pearl Yarns sent it to Sue, and Sue sent it to me and marked it as a gift, because I can't buy more than 1 skein of yarn from abroad at a time because I have to pay VAT, and that makes the yarn real expensive. And the colorways I got this time is Derby. And you see, Turtle Pearl, this is genius, because she makes 2 skeins, 1 for each sock, and they're identical. So you don't have to worry about your socks being identical, because they get to be identical. This is Derby, and this is Trench Coat. And here you can see what it stripes up like. This is absolutely gorgeous. And we have Sugar Plum Waltz. This is kind of Christmassy. And I guess it's supposed to be Christmassy because Sugar Plum Waltz, that's from the Nutcracker Suite, right? And we have a very special rainbow called What Does It Mean? Sorry about the camera not focusing properly. I think it's because of the light coming from behind me. And this is really beautiful. That was Turtle Pearl, and we just started. I also got. I ordered the sock club for September from Nora George, and it's called Back to Hogwarts. And look at this thing. Look at all the beautiful colors. This is going to be a very, very special pair of socks. And then my husband was kind enough to buy me a gift card on Etsy for my birthday. Always popular. And then I ordered some yarn from there. I got from Pixie Yarn, I got the Boozy Bazooka Pop. And this is 2 50-gram skeins. So I can actually make 2 pairs of socks with this. I can find some minis that because I think I can use a hot pink mini for both of them. Or I can make 2 pairs of socks with this. I can knit 1 pair with this as the main color and this as the contrast, and 1 the other way around. And I also got this from Twinkly Knits. That's a new dyer for me, but this is rainbow. I love rainbows. And she's a new dyer to me, so always nice to discover new dyers. And then Pixie Yarn came up with Healing Hugs. This is a charity colorway, and I can't for the life of me remember what charity, but it's a charity colorway. And this is also a 50 gram skein. And I suddenly remembered I actually have 2 more subscriptions. I'm a fan of Nicole C. Mendes and her self-strapping yarn, and I'm a member of her sock club. And I get a new skein every month. And this one is for October, and it's more neon than it shows up on camera. The green is a really neon green. It's a chartreuse green. And the colorway is called Trick or Treat. Really soft, nice yarn. And then I started a club with someone called You Felty Thing. I will put everything, links for everything in the down bar. And I also got some goodies with that because I signed up for this Sock Club Plus, and then you get a skein of yarn, and she uses different dyers, so she just assembles the packages. And the skein of yarn I got in my first package is this thing in a beautiful teal and purple. Those 2 colors work together really nicely. I have colorways with those 2 colors myself. And this yarn is from All Wool, that's Ends Wool. That's a really fun name. And this is a really nice way to discover new dyers, because I've never heard of this dyer. And I also got this beautiful button. It's a ceramic button, and it's from Black Earth Beads. And a nice set of light bulb stitch markers from Dina's Homo Crafts. I buy a lot of stuff from Dina's Homo Crafts. She's wonderful with knitting needles. I buy all my knitting needles from Dina's Homo Crafts. And maybe I should mention what I'm wearing. You probably recognize this as a Ranunculus. And I try to get up. It's blowing out, but as soon as I stand up, it's blowing out. Sorry about that. I knit it with 3/4 sleeves, and this is a fingering weight version. And it's knit with Arctic Crafts in the soft merino fingering, 100% merino, and the colorway is Moody Mauve, and that's actually in the pre-order section in my shop. I think I may have a skein or 2 ready to ship. You'll have to check. I don't remember. Too bad. And then thought, while I'm spending my time showing you yarn, why not show you my yarn? I've been dyeing through the weekend. I normally don't do that, but because I have this fair at the end of the month, I decided I needed to dye up some yarn during the weekend, because I haven't been able to dye any this week since my son is here for fall break. So I'm going to show you what's going into my shop on Sunday, 8 o'clock Central European Standard Time. I always say Eastern, I don't know why. We'll start with this. This is not showing up properly. It's you can see it in my this is better, but not quite right. It's called guacamole. So when I tell you it's called guacamole, you can probably understand that this green is more intense than this. And you can check it out in my shop. This is on worsted. This is also a pre-order, by the way. You can order sweater quantities of that color. And this is a color I've been trying to get right for ages, and I'm finally satisfied with it. It's a pale bluish green, and it's called Glacier, because this is the color you see when you see through ice. This is the color you get. And I dyed up some more blackcurrant ice cream. This is a really popular color, so I decided to add some more to the shop. This is on worsted. And I've added some, I actually dyed up 4 skeins of this because I love it so much, and I'm planning on taking some of this to the fair at the end of the month. And this has got a Norwegian name because it's inspired by the blue is sky and the green blue is the ocean. And in Norwegian we have this phrase called himmel og hav that actually means sky and ocean. But I like the phrase himmel og hav. So this is going in the shop called himmel og hav. I have 3 single skeins and 1 sock set. This is just a more intense version of the same blue I used in the other yarn. And I'm adding more rainy days and Mondays, 2 skeins of this on Corriedale. And rainy days and Mondays is kind of a one-of-a-kind colorway, because it's I use up the rests of leftovers of some different colors, and then I wash them in gray afterwards, and then I get rainy days and Mondays. So only 2 skeins at a time, and those 2 skeins are the only 2 skeins that look exactly like this. So it's kind of my chaotic good with gray on top, if you understand what I mean. Because my chaotic good is what I do when I have to clean out my colors or my dye stock. I dye up some chaotic good and I just splash colors on the yarn, and they never look the same from time to time. And I have this colorway. It's not a solid black. It looks solid black, but it's got a blue tinge to it. You can see the blue tinge. And I've called this The Raven as a nod to my niece, who loves Edgar Allan Poe. And this is kind of my signature black, I think. And my Christmas colorway. Finally, I made up my mind to dye a Christmas colorway. And I'm calling this Deck the Halls, because it's inspired by holly, as you can understand. And this is kind of holly in snow. And you have 2 minis. And I decided, instead of doing these sets with 100 gram skeins and 1 red and 1 green mini, I'm instead going to make 2 sets with a green mini, and 2 sets with a red mini. That way you can choose if you want red or green contrasts on your socks. And the last thing I'm going to share with you is that I'm actually going to run my first knit-along starting October 15th and running until the 30th of November, and I think I'm going to close the thread in Ravelry at noon that day. That way I get the chance to draw the winners before my first Vlogmas installment on December 1st. Yes, I'm doing Vlogmas. I'm crazy. And the knit-along is going to be about Christmas presents, of course. And I'm not calling it a knit-along. I'm calling it a gift-along. And the hashtag on Instagram is Arctic KAL 2019. And I'm going to put that below, of course, probably on the screen. And I'm going to have 2 prizes, one for Instagram and one for Ravelry. And the prize in Ravelry will be a skein of Arctic Crafts yarn. The winner gets to choose 1 skein from my shop. And on Instagram, I'm going to have a pattern prize, and that will be a pattern of your own choosing, up to $5 US. And I think that's it for this time. And then now you get to enjoy a lot of beautiful scenery, some bowling, I think, and some northern lights. And until next Friday, goodbye.